You meet someone who's really great and they're available and they treat you with care. You should feel something, right? But instead, you go blank. Has this happened to you? You get irritated, you pull away. Part of you keeps saying you want love, real love. So why is it that the people who are bad for you feel so attractive and the good ones just don't? Now, if you grew up in a home where love was confusing or conditional or just plain missing, then real connection can feel foreign. You're not trying to self-sabotage. And no, you're not cursed. Have you ever thought that? I'm cursed, I'm cursed. You're not. But your instincts about what's attractive, what literally makes you fall in love, may not be a good instinct. It's a trauma symptom that was born in chaos. So now you're drawn to mixed signals and inconsistency and emotional distance. And when someone treats you well, you might not feel anything, not because they're no good, but because they don't trigger that adrenaline excitement that I can't have you, that any second now they're going to leave me and they're about to reject you. This is what I call the eroticization of abandonment. And it's common for women who were neglected or abandoned as kids because what's attractive to us is often shaped by our early experiences with the people we loved the most, our mom, our dad. And if their love and their physical presence was missing or shaky, then that present day fear that love isn't going to hold feels exactly like what produces that feeling of attraction. It's not logical or healthy necessarily, and it's not your fault that your attachment style was shaped this way. But luckily, you can change this, and I'm going to show you how. When your early experiences of love were connected to rejection or emotional absence, it conditioned you through intense longing, through loneliness, through the feeling of being invisible. Now, that history doesn't just go away. It distorts your sense of what's real. So now someone who treats you well might feel unfamiliar or icky even, weird, they don't understand me, or worse, you might feel like nothing at all around them. They don't feel like anything to you. But the person who leaves you guessing, who withdraws, who makes you work for scraps of attention, that person sets off a rush of intensity that feels like love because it matches the old fear that you've come to associate with the feeling of being rescued from your own isolation. It's not that you don't want a relationship. It's that the only kind of relationship that ever made sense to you was one where you were never quite sure you were loved. And I want to tell you, this pull toward painful love, it can be healed. If this is what you're going through, where love only feels real when it hurts, then you already know this isn't just about relationships. This pattern touches everything. It affects your energy, your ability to trust, your self-respect, your future. And changing what you're attracted to is not a surface level fix. It's not a mindset. It's a long, humbling process of entangling that attachment to pain and longing that was formed in you often before you had words to understand it. And by the way, if you think early trauma has affected who you feel attracted to and how your relationships keep playing out, I have a free quiz that you can download that lists the common signs that experiences in your childhood are limiting your relationships now. And I'll put that link in the first row of the description section right under this video. Here are the first steps of what healing is going to require of you. 1, you'll need to stop dating for a while. Not as a break, not to get someone who takes you for granted to start caring about you more, but to allow something inside you to go quiet. And this is where your instincts, which have been pulling you toward pain, start to lose their grip. It doesn't feel empowering at first. It's kind of like withdrawal, but without that stillness, your attraction to chaos never gets interrupted. You just keep reaching for it. All right, number 2, you'll need to look at your past relationships, all of them, and tell the truth to yourself. Not what you hoped they were, not what they meant to you in your imagination. The truth. Did that person love you? Were you actually close? Or were you in a pattern, like waiting to be chosen, trying to earn it, staying quiet so that you didn't scare them off? This step is painful, but it's also clarifying, and it breaks the spell that confusion ends up feeling like love. Number 3, you'll need help from someone who can see what you can't. When your perception has been shaped by trauma, your own mind, can play tricks on you. You'll call distance space. You'll call coldness mystery, right? You'll end up putting up with anything. You'll feel rejection and think the intensity of that pain means, oh, this matters more than other relationships. Now, you need someone, a mentor, a coach, a trusted group who is also doing this work, not to rescue you, but to mirror back what's real. Because when you're in the pattern, it's very hard to see. Number 4, you'll need to clear the decks. No more lingering friendships with exes. No more casual situations that leave you hollow. No more people in your life who don't want you, and no more people you're keeping around just to feel wanted. If you're still holding on to a person you don't really want or who doesn't want you, you are not emotionally available. And someone healthy will feel that. Number 5, you'll need to build connection outside of romance. Real friendships, honest conversations, people who care about you, not because you make them chase you, but because you show up. This is what makes room for a different kind of love. This is what makes it possible to recognize goodness when it's right in front of you, instead of pushing it away because it doesn't match the fantasy. You'll have to stop hoping that one person is going to make you whole, because that's not love, that's dependency. And it's the reason good partners never feel good enough, because they can't compete with the fantasy that you've been clinging to. And I should tell you, all of this is in an online course I teach on healing your trauma-driven dating patterns. It's for women and men. I'll put a link to that course in the second line of the description section below this video. Real connection is not a rescue. It's something you build slowly when your mind is clear, your heart is open, and you've made room for something new. When your attraction is shaped by abandonment, your whole system, it's just on high alert, scanning people, not for how they love you, but for how likely they are to leave you. Have you ever done that? You're not just afraid of rejection. It's almost like you're unconsciously seeking it out, because that's where the old chemistry lives. And it can even, in a weird way, feel like safer than being totally emotionally available. The second layer under this is emotional dysregulation, even when someone good shows up. You might not be able to stay present with it. You panic, you get reactive, you lash out, you pull away from them, you blame them. And this is what breaks healthy connection. And it is an extremely common behavior and pattern in people who grew up abused and neglected, and who consequently have this effect on their nervous system that it gets dysregulated under stress. And let's face it, relationships are stressful. So if you're noticing that your emotions are coming out too strong, too big, or super flat and not there when it's appropriate to have feelings, it could be you're emotionally dysregulated, and you can learn to heal that. It's very important to have the tools to get re-regulated, and for that, you have come to the right channel. You are capable of learning how to be connected and how to be emotionally available and how to be emotionally re-regulated right now. But it's going to take more than just reading books or trying harder. It takes honesty. It takes a willingness to raise your standards. It takes time and it takes practice, but it's absolutely worth it. Good love might not be exciting at first. It might feel too calm or too easy or totally awkward even, but it gets better. Not by chasing it, but by healing out of the old attraction to whatever is frightening and loud and draining all the oxygen out of the room. People like that, have you dated them? I know. First, when you let that go, there's a period of quiet and reflection and setting up a healthy rhythm to your life. It lets your emotions come back slowly. They sort of fill up slowly like a well. And you'll need real connection with people who don't, confuse you and undermine you. Good, kind people, especially those who are also working on themselves. Very good to have in your life when you're working to change. That's how your instincts begin to heal. That's how your heart starts to open for real this time, so that you can stop chasing pain and stop calling it love. You can stop pulling away from the very thing that you say you want. You probably used to think that all you needed was to find the right person, right? We all thought that. But that doesn't happen until you become the kind of person that recognizes goodness and finds it beautiful and sexy and possible for you. If you like this video, I've got one that you're going to love right here, and I'll see you very soon. Does the fear of abandonment or of being alone cause you to stay in negative relationships? Staying way past when we wanted to leave, but the thought of leaving was unbearable.